Hey, Rogue here, and today I want to talk to you guys about my new pedal board system that I came up with, and I call it the Crossfade. So let's take a look. The original idea of the Crossfade system is that I'm a really big fan of heavy guitar fade-outs across clean guitar riffs when they come in on albums. So to do that live is very, very difficult because most amps are hardwired at the click of a button to quickly switch from clean to distortion, cutting off the distortion channel. And my original idea was to use a delay that would overlap the clean, but the clean usually picks up the new delay and they end up kind of sounding a little bit muddy together. So I put together the idea of using a panning volume pedal in the effects loop of my heavy amp, and then using a really rich swelling delay over top of that volume. So instead of becoming muddy, I'll pull out my signal and put it into my clean amp while the heavy guitar signal is still being affected by the delay. The heavy delay would sound like this. My guitar is now out, it's not picking anything. And you can see it lasts really nice, warm, rich sound like you'd hear fading out at the end of an album. So the big challenge was trying to get to the clean amp with that tone going on. So putting the panning pedal in the back of the amp allows me to get the signal out of there and put it into the clean amp. So while that fade out is happening, I'm able to play really interesting clean lines over the top of fading heavy guitar riffs. And that kind of sound will sound like this. And my distortion amp is still ringing. Also, what I found was really useful is playing it live on stage between songs. Say, you know, like a vocalist runs over to the side to grab a glass of water or something, and you have some time to kill. Drums will start playing some little beat or something like that. It's nice to fill it up with interesting sounds that keep people kind of captivated with your live performance. So I would trade in between both sounds, playing clean over almost like a heavy guitar fade out, sounding like so. That's the original idea and implementation of the Crossfade system, just to create some really interesting overlap for your clean and distortion channels. The amount of effort that it takes to wire and to put together, I'll go into in a little bit greater detail now in just a moment, but it makes guitar playing on stage very, very interesting. Okay, here we have the Crossfade system pedal boards set up. And I guess we'll start going through each individual pedal to let you know where each thing is in the chain and how they work and what they do. Starting off at the beginning here, we have a Line 6 G50 wireless system. And, you know, for all my high tone buddies, I really like this thing. It has the cable simulator, which stops it from being too bright, and I find they're very rugged. The belt packs, well, they last a while. They lasted me this long anyway. And I don't find it diminishes my tone nearly as much as most of the other things that I've tried. It runs into a G-Lab touch wah. So all you gotta do is lay your foot on it and it just immediately kicks in. You see the lights come on just by touching. I hate trying to switch wahs on and off while I'm playing live, so I don't. The first volume pedal in my chain acts as a gain pot, basically, in front of my amp. So if I want to have like a medium or heavy distortion on and I just want to roll it back to play a little bit cleaner kind of a melodic line, I'll just roll the pedal back. Everything's powered here by the Eventide power factor, mostly because of the Eventide delay, which controls all of my delays going through my heavy amp, favorite pedal. The ZVEX super hard-on boost, that is I think the last thing before it hits the front of the amp, as most boosts would be, beefing up the signal just before it hits the front of the amp, and it fattens up your distortion and stuff quite a bit. Keeley compressor, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, just a compressor. TC Electronics Polytune, that's out of the chain. It comes out of my ABY box and just goes right into the tuner, so there's no signal loss or anything, but I mean, you know, that's being pretty picky. And the ISP decimator is my noise gate. That's actually the last thing in the chain. I'll go into a little bit more detail about exactly what the chain is. I think I'll just put up a wiring diagram so you guys can see it rather than me call it out. As you can see, some of the wiring, most of it is all custom wiring in between everything here. I'm not trying to fit in everybody else's cables around stuff. So this is what's panning between everything. So stepping on this pedal here goes from my clean amp to my heavy amp, and this one is used as just a volume. They're in line with each other, so at any time if I feel like, oh, I want my panning on this side of my pedal board and I want my panning or my volume here, I just switch both switches and they both trade roles. Makes no difference whatsoever. And I think that explains pretty much all of it. We'll put a wiring diagram up so you guys can see how it all puts together. So that's the Crossfade system. Thanks for taking a second to check it out. If you guys want any information on my tone or my gear, feel free to contact me or my guitar tech, Andre Bourget. He's the guru when it comes to the sounds behind all of these different ideas and stuff. So, best of luck with your guitars. Rock and roll. Use this big, warm, rich, heavy fade out, and that sounds like so. No, it doesn't. But it would if I had the right button pushed down.
Floss taint. I call it the floss taint.
Floss taint. I call it the floss taint. I am doing a good demonstration of shit lights. Come on. Next.
Piece of shit.
I don't think it has anything to do with that board.
Piece of shit, man.
Hey, Rogue here, and today I want to talk to you guys about my lights! Go Canadian Tire. No! It's it again! Ah! And I want to demonstrate my
Lights. Even more blinding.
No, that's good. I think I still have some vision left in my ear. There you go. Okay. No. You. They're just wigging out. They're not gone. Aw.